Our School of Architecture and Design is the first international school in design in Thailand, and our focus is on creativity. Yeah, one of the culture in the school is that we would not treat our students only as students. We treat them equally like colleagues. So this is why, even our lecturers can learn from the students, as well as the students will learn from the lecturers. We are more like a family than a school. So that's very important culture in the school, and that's why, students can discuss openly with the lecturer. Right now, our main learning space is at Bangkut campus. But we have also classes at the main campus, which is located in Prachalutit. Also, we have the venue in the city we call KX, just right nearby Vong Vien Yai BTS station. A lot of times we are working right now with private sector, so they would provide a brief for some of the projects, so the student would have a chance to work not only with students or lecturers, but also have a chance to work with private sectors and understand the market needs better than just working with lecturers. If you realize that your interest is around creativity, please come and join our creative community here at SoA+D. We are very willing to welcome everybody as part of our family. Thank you.
Hello, good day everyone. As we begin, I would like to thank you all for taking your time to attend the opening ceremony of the School of Architecture and Design Open House 2022. My name is Tim, and I'm a third year student at SoA+D. Hi, Dea.
Hi. Hi everyone, my name is Dia. I'm also a third year student. It is our pleasure to serve as Masters of Ceremonies for this event today. We will be live on many platforms. As I speak, we are live on our Facebook page and YouTube channel. I'd like to know if you can clearly see and hear us throughout this event. Please let us know in the comments below if you encounter any viewing difficulties. Right, Tim?
Yep. Before we begin today's program, I would like to remind you that this online event is being recorded. We will host the entire event online, and during this event, we will take you all on a virtual tour of our school and meet with the faculty's members, such as teachers and students and alumni, to discuss the introduction of the faculty, the programs, the courses, and overall student life of our faculty. Dea, why don't you talk about what we have on the other days?
Oh, sure. All activities include today's opening events as well as alumni talks where you can meet our alumni from each program and hear about their work experiences after graduation. The alumni talks will be held on Sunday, January 16 with the topic The Value of Design Skill in the Digital World. And again on Sunday, January 23rd with the topic Career Path as a Designer and Entrepreneur. And also on Saturday 22nd, the students who have already registered for the online workshop can follow the SoA+D Workshop 2022 line group for more information. It's very encouraging to know that many high school students are interested in this workshop and have signed up in large numbers too. We apologize to many others for having to close applications earlier due to the overwhelming number of people who attended the event.
Yeah, that is quite unfortunate that it happened, but we are very excited. Both of us will be there also at the event, facilitating the students during the workshop. But also for the audience, there is good news for everyone. Individuals who have participated in our events from beginning to end will receive a prize if you can answer our questions on the last day of the event on Sunday, January 23rd. But also, we have prepared a little short quiz session at the end of the ceremony today, so stay tuned. And in addition to all these activities, you can still visit the online student showcase and take the virtual tour of our faculty regularly. So, Dea, will you tell us about today's program?
Sure. Okay. Let's start it on today's program. The first will be start with an introduction to SoA+D via virtual tour. The second, the virtual exhibition aims to highlight the variety of projects from every year in our five programs, which are architecture, interior architecture, landscape architecture, design innovation, and communication design. After that, let's find out about our bachelor degree programs as well as our new program, Midi, or Multiple Intelligence for Design Integration. Next, you will get to meet our students and alumni to talk about their work life and opportunities as SOAD students.
Well, you can participate in all of these sessions by contributing questions or comments via the comment boxes on both YouTube and Facebook. So without further ado, I would like to introduce Mr. Michael Baripon Tangtongchit, Dean of the School of Architecture and Design, who will be giving us the opening remarks. Please welcome Ajahn Mike. Sawadee krab, Ajahn Mike.
สวัสดีครับสวัสดีค
All
รับ
right, the floor is all yours.
Okay, so it's my honor and pleasure to represent SoA+D community today. And in order to make this virtual open house happen, a lot of efforts and workforces have been put together. And I think that's reflecting the spirit of SoA+D. During this coronavirus period, there are challenges and opportunities coming up for us, such as today. We have this event where I can welcome you from my own home office here in Bangkok, and the participants can be from anywhere in the world. And one of our MCs in Indonesia right now, we are able to launch a new program, Midi, which will mark a change in the history of education and prepare our next generations to be great contributions to the future of our planet. So I would like to thank the organizing team comprised of our alumni, current students, lecturers, and staff, and of course our speakers. Uh, I hope you enjoy the whole event as much as I will definitely do. So now it's a good time. I would like to declare the open house open now. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much for your opening remark, Ajahn Mike. All right, Dea, let's go to the next part where we show our viewers around our school building. Shall we?
Okay. Let's go. Before that, due to the current situation, SOAD has collaborated with a virtual organizer team to develop an online platform for visiting faculty. You can visit the faculty and facility atmosphere via computer, smartphone, or tablet by clicking the link provided in the Facebook comment box or YouTube live chat box. Today, we will go over how to use the platform and introduce the faculty. Team, would you please?
Yeah. All right. So this is the interface that you are going to be introduced to. On this interface, you can click on these little icons to know more about each of these. You can learn more about the school in general in about SOAD section. This is the 360 virtual tour showcase where you can go in and you can see the student works that we've done for the previous semester. For this, you can click in here and you can see what kind of activities and community development programs that we have, such as Creative Camp, Alumni Talk, which we will having tomorrow and next Sunday. And we also have workshops and field trips and etc. You can click into each of these to learn more about those and to read more about these. Next up, we have Alumni Talk. You can click here and know more about Alumni Talk, the topics, the people who are speaking, and etc. And also to learn more about our newly introduced program, which is coming up in 2 semesters, Midi. So, all right. Also, you can click here and you can leave your comment about using this platform. It's the visit book. All right, let's go into the building. All right, so here, this is our School of Architecture and Design's building lobby. From here, you can click on this little icon for the maps. And from using this, you can navigate your way around the building. School of Architecture and Design building is actually 8 stories, and we have put 6 stories here to showcase where on each floor what we have, where the studios are, where the important rooms are, and etc. So I'll take you on a short tour, a brief tour around the building. So this is our exhibition gallery. So currently you can see the works here. This is from third year communication design studio. Studio work from the previous semester. You can click into each image to see more, to learn more about what we as the students do here, what kind of activities we do here. So this, for example, if you click on the information icon, you can see the general information of each location of the building. And then, for example, here, this is about a photo exhibition from the photography class that we have. This is from the study trip exhibition, and etc. You can just click into these and see what kind of activities we have. All right, moving on. We have our courtyard, where most of our events and activities happen. So if you click here, you can learn that this is where we host several kinds of event, cultural or an educational or anything, any kind of event. Well, of course, that was before COVID hit. We hope we can have more of those in the future as well. And we also have had several projects in this in this same courtyard. So this is from Solar Decathlon Europe 2019, and our students back then we participated here. And here you can see the wood and metal workshop. This is where the students can just go in, where the students will be accompanied by staff there, and the students can use this space to do anything wood and metal related, anything that they need for their projects. And um, because a staff will be accompanying them during the visit, the staff will show them how to use each machine. All right, next up we have Fab Lab, which stands for Fabrication Lab. Here we have mainly three machines: a laser cutter, a CNC milling machine, and a 3D printer. And also, same as before, here we also have SoA+D has assigned a staff member to accompany the students into using these machines. So the students can freely go in and explore with their work and try to use this space. All right, next up we have food station. So this is the back end of our faculty building. And above the food station, we have our 24-hour room. So 24 hours room is open for all of the students. Any student can go in and work there. It's an air conditioned room. It's very comfortable. So if, for example, if we're like working um, for group projects, we sometimes have to stay late at night on campus, and then we can just use that room. And we actually also have the exterior area of the 24 hours room. The student can relax and use that room up to their will. Next up, we have our orange area. So orange area, well, quite literally, we call it orange space because it is orange space. There we have had, just like the courtyard, we've had several exhibitions, several activities, but it's indoor. There, the students have, we've held TEDx KMUTT there. We've had several kinds of events and exhibitions, basically. Um, and at the same time, we also have this little area where the students have used and built several projects, especially these are all from interior architecture students, and for their pavilion projects. You can read and see more about these on our website as well. All right. from this point on, Dea will be accompanying you to show the other floors, the third and fourth floor. Dea?
Okay, so the third floor is where our computer lab, library, and auditorium at. The computer lab is a place where we have classes and printed or scan our works. In there, there is also a Mac lab where we conduct the classes and the computer facility. And it's free. You can use all the facilities there, and you won't be charged. All you need to bring is your papers. Next, we have the library. Aside from borrowing the books, the library is also a good place for you to do your work if you prefer more privacy compared to the 24 rooms. Um, if you have any difficulties like finding books or there are no books that you need in that library, the staff are always there to help you around. Last but not least, from the third floor is the auditorium. The auditorium is a place for all purpose, but mostly first year students have their gen classes there, and it also can be used for final presentation. Next, we don't have it in the map, but next we have fourth floor. The fourth floor is usually full of classrooms for lecture-based courses as well as exams room. Now back at you, Tim.
All right. So on the fifth floor, we have design innovation studios for first to third year students, where the studio spaces are basically where the students can have their own workspace and students can work together in the space, have presentations, and etc. etc. And we also have second to fourth year communication design studio on the fifth floor. Also on the sixth floor, it's the same process. It's for architecture students and interior architecture students. But for the sixth floor, we have a jury hall. So a jury hall is where the architecture and interior architecture students have their pinup. They would present, and the teachers would give comments and ask questions about the work. And the interesting thing about this jury hall is whenever there is a pinup, the hall is open to all of the students. Any student from all the year, if they are free, they can come in and join and listen to the seniors talk or the juniors talk in the jury hall. All right. So, Dea, why don't you talk about the rest of the floors?
Okay, the last will be seven and the eighth. For the seventh floor is where both the fourth and the fifth years architectures and interior architecture students work and present their projects to their peers and adjunts, as you can see on the pictures there. They work and then they present the final work at the end of the month or every other weeks. And then for the eighth floor is where all the first year students, the architecture, the interior architecture, and communication design students do their work. Usually it's studio based work for some of the foundation classes, such as design fundamental and drawings. You can also use the studios for the thesis, right? Yeah, I
Yep.
think that's it. You can check it by yourself later.
All right. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, that's basically the studio places are basically where we spend a lot of time in our school years.
True.
When we had to go to physical classes. Well, another interesting option that you can have is on the bottom right corner, you can see the little VR icon here. So if you have a VR headset and if you want to have an immersive experience, you can you can go through the building with the VR headset as well. All right. So next up, we are going to show you around the 360 virtual tour that we have prepared. So as I mentioned earlier, this is for this is showcasing all the student works from first to fifth year. Um, that the students did during the previous semester. So we have divided into 6 sections here, design fundamental and the 5 program. So the design fundamental is something that all of the students at SoA+D has to study during the first year. So let's go in here and you will be introduced with this interface. And then as you go into the exhibition, you will be introduced to this virtual space where you can roam freely and look into the student works. So for example, if you zoom in here into the student work, you can click into any of them and want to learn more. If you want to see more what this is about, you can read all about what this student has done, why they did it, and etc. etc. So this is basically what we had to learn during the design fundamentals, the design fundamental topics. We had to start with a research for the topic and so on and so forth. So it shows all the design process that we had to go through during the school year. All right, next up, going back to the earlier stage, if you go look around here, all of these exhibitions are connected. So if you click here, you will be taken to design innovation. If you click here, you will be taken to the main hall. So in here, you can choose, I'm gonna stop here a bit. You can choose, if you click here, you will be taken to communication design, design fundamental, design innovation, interior architecture, and so on. So let's take a look at the interior architecture exhibition. Again, you can watch the video here. See, so these are this is the year 2 exhibition. So these are the selected works out of the students from year 2 interior architecture. And afterwards, we have year 3. And if you go down here, it's year 4. And around here is year 5. All right, and then if you somehow get lost, don't worry, you can simply just click here and it would take you back to the original interface where you were in. So, and then you can basically explore any other major that you want to see. It's very interesting whether you are studying communication design or architecture. It's always interesting to see what other majors are doing. And to me personally, it is very inspiring to look at my friends' work and see what they are studying. So for example, if I click into here, just to show you an example, you will be taken to our website and you can see how the concept started, how the original initial concept developed into the final work, and etc. It is very interesting indeed, right?
Mm.
All right. So yeah, and this is how you can look around our school building and our exhibition right there.
Yep, it's very convenient, modern, and accessible from any digital tool that's appropriate for today's situation. Those who are interested in the Alumni Talk, which will take place on the 16th and the 23rd of January, can also register by clicking the link in the YouTube chat box and Facebook comment section.
YouTube chat is around here. Anyway, now that you've had a little bit of a feeling of how the faculty is like generally, we're gonna take you into a little deeper dive, and let's get you to know about each program, what each program is about, what each field of study is in each year, and discuss experiences directly with the seniors who are both studying in architecture as well as the alumni who has graduated. Now, beginning with the architecture program, let's watch the video together.
So actually, basically, when they graduate from us, they can really do many things. They can do anything. But actually, we focus, like I said, on creative thinking. First of all, we look at the new urban agenda, how architectural design can help or improve for better built environment. Not only design part, but we need to understand human being as well as digital technology. Our program, like I said, is not only lecture based. We would like to encourage students' participation on team working skills.
There will be like exchange of ideas and thoughts that helps you like develop your design more and be more like functional in a way, not just for like aesthetic purposes, and also they will like help you to be more professional in a way, like how we talk with our clients in the near future. So that practices helps you to like learn more in studio.
So this one they will learn on how to manage the class and how to relate the relationship, what they have learned in the lecture or theory into express into the design. So those kind of communication skills they learn through from the first year and developed further to the second year, third year to the end. And the more important is the fifth year, that they have kind of skills that they could initiate or create their own problem sets and also self-learning for lifelong learning skills. And that is very important skills that after they graduate, they should be able to initiate their own project, their own time frame and management into their life. So that kind of thing that we encourage everyone to think about the change in the future.
And that is the introduction to our architecture program. And let's now speak with some of our seniors and alumni. First up, we have Pijen from architecture program. Please welcome Pijen.
สวัสดีครับพี่เจน
สวัสดีค่ะ
Please take the stage away.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Thank you. My name is Sutha Thainiyamwat or Jan. Currently, I'm an architect working at SoA+D Architects, but actually I graduated from here, School of Architecture and Design, architecture program, the class of 2018. So next will be my presentation slide to drive you through like what we're studying in architecture's course, and also our newly programmed the landscape architecture courses. I will start with the architecture course first. So I would like to tell you briefly about myself a little bit. This is me with my thesis project. So I'm actually one of the alumni here that after graduating, I have a chance to kind of like send my thesis into the kind of worldwide competitions. And then I got I'm one of the winner, the first prize winner of the International Thesis Award. And that opens many opportunities and many doors. And I would like to say that it all happens here, starting from SoA+D. So I believe that if you come here, you have a chance to do that as well. And also now as a professional, I'm working as an architect, and also alongside, I also work on like other projects, like the one called the Gengkoi Manifesto, which I worked with also my SoA+D friends back in school. And now we're currently working with the Association of Siamese Architects. And also I'm working on the Rethinking Urban Spaces, which is like a youth forum that we kind of wanted to develop our own hometown. Okay, so first of all, about the how we study here in SoA+D, I would like to start with our first year, the design fundamental classes, as mentioned before from Nong Tim, which is, well, it's kind of like a basic that we all start here. Every program, we need to study about like this first year studio. It's the fundamental and the basic of design, which you will explore like all the possibilities and understand more about what actually is design. And actually, like when we graduated from high school, our future or our picture of not only architecture, but all field of design is kind of like a blur, right? So you will have more understanding by just like studying in this program, like the first year. And then also, like I think it's very unique here in SoA+D because the first year student, we all study together, right? As I mentioned before. So you will have like, you can exchange your point of view with other students, like from communication design, interior design, and also, so you will understand more like how you can imply this into your future studio. So like this, for example, in the left is kind of like the fundamental project, which is kind of a large scale group project. And then in the next year, you have a chance to do like more pavilion work. So that leads us to the design studio, the second year to the fifth year studio. So the second year is more like we developed our idea from more of a conceptual into more design, into introduce you more into architecture. So you can see here that we started from like this conceptual idea into actually build like a mock-up model of a pavilion. And also on the second semester, you will have a chance to do like a larger project like market design or house design and stuff. And for the third year, it's actually the year that you're actually gonna have a chance to explore the architectural world more. You learn more about the structure, the program, and well, there's like diversity of a project that you have a chance to explore and do your own project work, like a museum, condominium, and also parametric design, which is quite interesting in nowadays world. And for the fourth year is the vertical studio. So here, as an architecture student, so after you explore some of the architectural world already, you have your own interest, right? So here in SoA+D, we kind of like open up to the diversity and the interest of different people. So the fourth year is a chance for you to kind of like learn more in the studio that you're actually interested in. So you can select which studio or topic that you wanted to learn more, like high-rise building or kind of like more in conceptual way, or wanted to learn more about like a little bit urban design studio. So yeah, this is one of the chance that you will build up yourself and lead it to the next year, which is the fifth year, the one that we do our thesis. It is the last year of us as an architecture student, right? So it's the year that we combine all of our knowledge into here. And just, you can see like one of my friends' work is like, we have all the models that we developed through this whole year, and then all the plays and the presentation. So it was quite a very exciting moment for us. Yeah, and so not only we have academic life, but we have studios that we work in. So the studio life is quite important, take important places in SoA+D learning, or I think all architecture students need to kind of work here. So you can see that we actually have a lot of fun here. We have our own corner to work on our own projects, and also sometimes we have a chance to kind of like work together with like in a group project, or just wanted some larger space for a model. So this studio lifestyle is actually an answer to that. And next, I will tell you more about like the opportunities you will gain as you enter into this school. So we have workshops, study trips, and also a lot of camps. Starting with the workshop, this is actually an international workshop that I entered with my friends on the fourth year studio. This one is the workshop that I have with the KIT, Kyoto Institute, the university in Japan, and also in KO University, which we actually went to Tokyo to do this workshop. So it's one of like the best experience of mine as an architecture student, because we have a chance to kind of exchange our idea with other students in other country, and then actually see more, learn more. It also helps you as an architect, definitely. And then next one is the study trip. For my year, we went to Barcelona and Paris, and also some of my friends went to Japan. So each year we have different places for you to kind of like explore, and it's not only have a good time, not only visiting architecture, but you actually see what the world is going on right now, and it helps you a lot in the future. And for the camp, so we have the famous volunteer camp, which we will go into sometimes like the northern of Thailand and just help the people there build something like school or lunch places or stuff. And it actually teaches us more about structure and also way of designing to actually build something by your own. And the next one is the creative camp, which actually held for the high school students, just like you guys. Actually, this creative camp is like a collaboration between each student in SoA+D, and we have been doing this like over, I think, almost 10 years now. And we're starting from like, every department will have their own kind of project, small project for you to work on, and then we kind of like introduce you more into design world. And I think it's very nice for your portfolio as well, and just kind of like to ensure you that you actually wanted to learn this, or do you wanted to learn something else or different department of stuff, and it's very nice opportunity for you to enter this. And the last part is I'm going to tell you more about like our life in SoA+D. Not only classes, but we also have a lot of activities. So starting from this, I have done many exhibitions here in school. We have to plan it by ourselves with the advice from the ajahns. And also we have, we have like the year-end exhibition that you can actually, a chance for us to show our work to the public. And also for our thesis, we have the exhibition at BACC, at Siam. And then next one is like the activities and the environment of SoA+D. Me as a student, I entered many of this, and it was a memorable time for me. I made a lot of friends, and we have kind of like a diverse of activities for you to choose to kind of like be in. So actually this one happens before we hit the pandemic, but then I believe that nowadays we kind of adapted into more like a virtual event instead. But yeah, the sense and the essence of being together with your friends here in SoA+D is quite like natural. It comes natural, and then one of the best thing that can happen in your university life, right? So I would like to invite you all to come to be part of this SoA+D communities, and have a smiley face just like us. And this is, I think this is the end for the architecture program. And next I will talk more about the next program, which is the landscape architecture. And we have some videos for you. So
according to the landscape architecture, the core idea is to try to understand how nature works and integrate those kind of elements like trees, process of the landscape, and also the benefits onto our own design, our own planning. We have like the collaboration with other university, inbound and outbound, and we can conduct or tailor-made the course for all of you guys in order to the topic that you are going to do and interested in.
Students can choose and can try to be as a direct experience, not only to achieve the high score in learning or something, but in their future, what they want to do next.
We are the first international curriculum in landscape architecture that require you to study 5 years, and you are eligible to take the license to work in the profession.
We aim to build our students to be like a change agents. When they go out and they do whatever, they will concern about this thing. What we teach our students to do is not only the subject or the knowledge, but is we try to train them to think have a critical thinking, not only just like read 3 sentences and then, judge it. I always say that come to learn landscape because it's good for your heart. It's good to the world. Yes.
Okay, so next is about landscape architecture. Actually, I didn't study here because at that time it wasn't open yet. But then I would like to introduce you to our newly department, which is we opened it for only 3 years. And because, well, as an architect, I have been working at Somdun Architects, right? We have worked professionally with the landscape architect, and I would like to tell you that architecture or like design, urban design and landscape design nowadays kind of like a blur boundaries between each other. You can see that not only the building is important, but actually the whole community is important, like in this image. And also, I have a chance to kind of like work on this project, the Gankoi Manifesto, which is the Green City competition with the Architecture Association of Siamese Architects. And you can see that actually from this section, not only the building that stand out, but also the things that surround it. So this is why landscape is important, and this is why landscape is part of the take big places in design world. So School of Architecture and Design here, we also see the importance of these courses. So that's why this course opened up for you guys to kind of have a chance to explore more about it. And you can see in details that actually, we as a designer can actually help to redesign or re-identity, or sometimes just kind of like understand more about the context, everything that surrounds you, and then give a suggestion. So landscape is one of the factors that actually involved with this kind of design. And so this one is the work that I actually have a chance to talk with the people in Gankoi and then exchange with them. I actually understand more about like not only when we design, we need to concern a lot of things, right? Not only ourselves, not only our building, but also like the culture, and also in depth with the design that that actually reflect toward the landscape design and urban design and stuff. And so it's not only you are not only just designing for yourself, but you are designing the environments around you. And for the landscape program, we're actually focusing on mainly 3 things, which is the cultural landscape. It is one of the key factors of designing landscape. Is a symbiosis of human activities and environment going together. And also not only about green areas, you need to concern about the public spaces and the outdoor spaces. And you also need to respect, the third factor is to make students understand how to respect the site context and also the human interaction design, how to involve with the people in the society, just like I mentioned before with the one that I talked to, the people in Gankoi. So by studying in this course, you will understand more about it. And not only in theory, but also you have a chance to kind of like explore more in the design studio, as well as in architecture program. You will start quite the same. You have your own spaces, and you will understand more about the nature and ecology. Landscape is a subject that actually bring you to explore the world around you, and just visiting some places will to actually get the work done is actually one of the sense and the uniqueness of this program. So the studio life is quite the same as other department. You have your own spaces, your own studio, and also you have like a chance to work on the actual project sometime that involve with the actual users. And this one is actually a picture from the studio that works between architecture and also landscape at the same time. So we have like both department working together. And one thing that I've learned from SoA+D is how to kind of translate research into design, right? Because we talk a lot about like we need to research before we develop our idea and stuff. So so not only like in architecture but also landscape, and I believe that other department we have all the same basic, which is the research-based design. So I wanted to explain more about it and how it can benefit you as a student and as an architect or landscape architect in the future. So so I wanted you to understand first that actually when you come to study here, it's not only just come here and design everything. You start with just understand the nature, the context, everything around it, surroundings it. Do the research, like who is the users, and understand like the nature of the project before developed it into a schematic design. You will have a chance to experiment like in the Fab Lab, or you can just make a model and then discuss with your friends, and also discuss with the ajans, the advisors that actually treat us quite equally, and then you have so you can taste and kind of like exchange your ideas directly. And after a lot of development, you have your own design, and that is how we actually learn and the process here in SoA+D. So for example, after graduated, I have a chance to work with my friends from Tale and Win, which is from architecture program and interior architecture program. Well, this is the Gankoi project that I mentioned before. We started from doing the research and understanding the analysis and doing the kind of like a master planning to understand the existing context before actually design our work. And also not only the site context and stuff, we need to understand like how to actually do the inclusive design and understand more about the urban artifact that we're gonna plug into the city, right? So after that, we kind of make like conceptual idea to bring out more and explain more about our work. And then actually this kind of process we learn in school, and then we kind of adapt it into our own way to bring like the uniqueness of our work. And like, well, each project will need some like wow factor. So yeah, so that is when we change from the research into schematic design. And then we work a lot like about the vision, how history will be part of it, or what will happen in the future, and also the theory that we actually learned from school. And also we adapted with some kind of practice work that we have been working after graduated. And yeah, you can see that the whole picture of our final outcome looks kind of like not only architecture, right? So it involved like multiple disciplinary to work and understand this kind of like work and project. And the final outcome actually not come alone, just like design, but you need to understand like the basic of it, which here in SoA+D we teach a lot about that stuff. And I can assure you that it will bring a lot of opportunity for you in the future. So yeah, we will be waiting at SoA+D and for you to join us. Okay. I think
Tim, I think your mic is on mute.
Oh,
Apologies, technical issues. Thank you very much, PGen, for introducing us to these programs. And it is
Okay.
true, like when I decided to study here, I was trying to tell my parents what this is. And when I mentioned design, what they think is we're making something beautiful, we're drawing something nice, but it is much more than that, right? It's about the whole experience, about research, the schematics, and etc. So thank you very much for sharing this. But we have some questions that might potentially help the students figure out about which major they want to study in. So the first questions that the first question is that how would you say that the students need any kind of special skill in order to study architecture or to be an architect? What kind of special skill do you think is needed?
Well, I think you need a little bit of design skill, like just only interested in design work and stuff is very important because it will be the things that will bring you past each year because you wanted to know more, learn more about this kind of topic. And the other thing is about you need to be open-minded because design is a very open door because like a lot of people will comment and a lot of people have opinions, and also you need to not only create art, but you need to kind of like design within the boundaries box that we have been given throughout the topic, right? So you need to be able to like adapt yourself and develop your ideas within the mindset that you need to kind of like open up to suggestion, but also yeah. So that's like the first thing, and then after that, all the kind of like how to do it, the actual work is when the architecture school takes places.
I see. So I would say, according to your answer, I would say it's about finding the nice balance between creating and also adapting to the needs.
Yeah.
Well, another question that I have, which might be a little personal. How did you know that you wanted to study architecture before joining SoA+D? Because if I were to speak from experience, it was a tough decision to choose a major, especially right after high school. The students usually have no idea. They usually are interested in several things. Like some of us are interested
Yeah,
in
me also.
science, right? So how did you do the thought process? How did you know that you wanted to study architecture?
So, well, for me, actually, in high school, I studied in a kind of like a scientific-based school, where most of my friends become like doctors and an engineer and stuff. But then I think like a little part of me, I always wanted to learn about design and art. So then I decided to kind of join the camp, the architecture camp, which made me more like see like the environment and how they actually study. But I didn't understand design that much at that point. But then I just kind of feel like if I have to do this and study in this kind of studio environment for like 5 years, I think I'm okay with it. And that's why I started to kind of like go with it afterward. But
I see.
well, yeah, but I think here, if you just only interested in design, is quite enough for our school because you will have a chance to kind of switch the major right after the first year if you kind of like understand yourself like different way or stuff.
It is true. We do have the liberty to change between the majors within the limits. I love that you mentioned the studio culture in this the studio experience that you had in during the creative camp as well. Would you be able to tell us more about the studio experience that you've had during the 5 years of education you've had at SoA+D?
So the studio culture and studio life, we actually do a lot of things in there, right? Like after lecture class, we just go back there and work on our project and stuff. It's kind of like a place that me and my friends kind of exchange our ideas. Because if you work alone in your room, it's also fine. You can also do your work like at the same way. Sometimes you might have like the same process and everything done. But then if you have a chance to work and actually sit with your friends and see what other people are actually working on, it actually helps a lot, because discussion and comments and just kind of like be with your friends that's studying in the same thing, or sometimes you can see other people, other majors work, right? So it's actually help you develop your idea more. So I think that the studio culture is kind of like a very important part. But I understand that now, because of the pandemic, we did not have that chance anymore. But somehow you still have the chance to kind of like communicate with your friends, which is quite the same. Yeah, and also if you work at the studio, the facilities in the school is quite nice, because you can just like, if you wanted to print out something, you can just go to the computer room and stuff.
Yeah, it is true. I would agree with you definitely 100% that like you know it's the whole experience of learning, right? Like you talk, you see your friends work, you see other people work, and you're like, whoa, what is that? Tell me more about it. And then that's when the conversations start. And actually, yes, it is true that you mentioned the online classes being a little limited when it comes to interaction within between the students. And yeah, but the teachers lately are actually trying to develop a system where the students can hang out, like for example in Microsoft Team and Discord and etc. All right. Well, thank you so much for your insightful talk and a very lovely Q&A session as well. Thank you
Thank
so much,
you.
PJN. Sawadee krap. See you in a bit.
สวัสดีค่ะโอเคค่ะ
All right. Next up, we have prepared another video that talks about the interior architecture program. So let's all watch it together.
Actually, you don't need to have any special skills, but only thing that you need to have it. You love art. You love to design.
Our first year of the study for interior architectural program, we separate into many studio. We call this as vertical studio. This vertical studio, we will separate the project depending on our lecturers. Our students will have a more chance to select what they really like to have an expert with. On the fifth year, there will be like the year. For the whole year, they will like spend for 2 semesters for the thesis. For the whole 5 year, we have a more subjects, which is specific on many kinds of like art field. Another strength for our program is to encourage and enhance the student to have the more experience on making a good research. This is the kind of a great chance for the student to have a real experience on the real world.
Yeah, for interior architectures, we also focus on the safety and human occupancy too. That is the point of it. We also have a workshop in our school too that we create to integrate a different program together. Our interior architectures welcome people who don't have hard skills or soft skill about interior, and we just set a foundations to everyone. If you have a passion in interior designs and space, SoA+D is the good place that you are looking for.
Well, I believe that interior architecture is something that we experience every day in our life, right? So to talk more about this on a personal level, we have invited P.N. from 4th year interior architecture program. P.N. ครับ Sawadee krap.
สวัสดีค่ะ
ครับ. The space is all yours to present. P.N. is mute.
Sorry. So, okay. So my name is Ern, and I'm a fifth year interior architecture student in SoA+D. And what I am going to show you guys after this is like what me and my friend have done during this past 5 year in SoA+D. And so let's start to the presentation. So in interior architecture, in SoA+D, we are 5 year programs. And is that because of we are graduate with the Bachelor of Architecture? Okay, and this is made this school is very different from the other. So through this 5 year, I have like learned a lot of interior field that is a part of the real life job, and it is like the part of the scope of work that school will teach overall of the skill that, and you can be able to adapt to future experience or future job, and like you can find what you good at on or what you want to continue on. And so for the first year, as if you see in Pijan presentation, she mentioned about the design fundamental. In we are in first year we study together, right? And we kind of study on like basic on and principle of the design to be able to understand the base of design, and we can be adapt to our like work field such as like architecture, interior, or like industrial design or communication design. And furthermore, like we also have to study about like basic drawing, as in if you can see in the picture. So we have learned like drawing and painting. So if you guys don't have any like art skill, uh, you can come to this and like be more practice on this school also. And other than the design part, we also study a lot of history and in interior architecture program. So we have to study a lot of uh, interior detail and like kind of the old palace or cafe. So we can basically like understand the detail of each place and understand like what history bring it, and we can like kind of adapt to our design further in the future. And next is the second year. Second year, we kind of separate from other program, and we have our like course that differently than in architect program, such as like color, material, and presentation subject. So in this, in the picture, sorry, in the this program, we have do a lot of like real side projects, such as like in the picture, we kind of we study about the color, how it's reflect to the psychology work, or it's how it reflect to the user. So we kind of go to the real side and painting some food for pet for the kindergarten to play with. And also we study of the structure design of the like the wooden house to be understand of the structure in the house. Yes, and also with like drawing stuff. And in second year of design part, this is very like it's the most fun and enjoyable for me in this term, because like we got to do the like real size project for the user. So in this project, we kind of have to analyze the user behavior, and we do making the pavilion out of like analysis and research, and we're doing in group. So this is the time of fun for me, like to be able to enjoying working with friends. Like after the class is done, I kind of, me and my friend in the group, I was like, oh, let's go to the pavilion and like make work. Yeah. And so with the second year in the second term, we after we kind of analyze the small group of the user. So this in second term we analyzed ourselves to be able to understand like how life doing. So we analyzes like our like friend house and be able to understand how the work and how the circulation flow in the space, to be able to understand and create the new program and the space for the housings. So, and the third year will be like specific more on the like interior class, such as like lighting class, material class, or the ergonomic design that we have to deal with the disability people. We get to like get to be like disabled people, like we blind our eyes and like have a new like with a pin, something like that, and we kind of walk around the campus to know like what they face it on, and we can be able to design to serve them. And with the lighting, it's very important for the interior architecture or interior design because it's reflect everything. Lighting is like come with the color and material, and it's reflect all of the design that we gonna like push on. And also if you can see in the picture on the top right, is the material that we kind of exploring the new material in the class, because like as we know that we have to like understand like the material and also be able to like recycle or upcycle it as like for reduce the waste of the trash. And for the third year of design class, we basically focus on the branding and the branding design, the branding and commercial design. What we do in here is how we analyze the brand and understand the brand value, brand status, and like how the brand situation be, and we kind of push the characteristic of the brand to like decide uh, the strong shop or uh, the commercial space to like give the experience for the consumer the best. Like as this is one of the project that I love a lot because like it's very close to our like normal daily life. Like when we go to the mall, we also know like if we go to the shop or thing, we basically like want to get the best service, right? But the service and the design of the space, it should be like supported. So our like design should be support the flow and organization in the shop to be able to like give the best user experience in the space. So the another term of the third year, we learning about the hospitality design, and the hospitality design is very a bit challenging. I mean that it's because that we have to deal with the circulation and flowing of the work of the staff, and also with the guests, or we kind of give the best atmosphere and perspective for the user. And the next is fifth year. Fourth year. Fourth year we got to do a little bit more in like one-to-one scale detail, such as like we got to learn furniture design, which we have done like the real furniture, and we get to contact with the like constructor or the furniture maker. So we get to learn like a lot of like how to dealing with people, and also with how we kind of drawing to like the drawing that we draw for the maker. It should be like understandable and clearly, and what we should draw and communicate it the 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 easy that the more easy and reasonable that we put on the drawing is more clearly that they, or I mean the maker can be able to like make the thing for us, the good one. And also with the design in fourth year, the fourth year will be the bigger part and bigger scale of the space, such as like community space or the public space. So fourth year is about that, and we kind of do like something like 2,000 square meter plus to be able to understand like community and develop the characteristic of the site, and also be able to contact with the context surrounding. So the fourth year will teach us how we can like adapt it our work with the surrounding context, and also with the program that we provided for make the community be better, kind of like that. And the fifth year is what I am studying right now, is the thesis part. So in this school, first term will be like all the research part. So we get to learn, get to know a lot of our topic. Then we can like develop in the second part of the term to be like deciding part. And the thesis will be like, it's really challenging that we kind of taking all of our like what we have learned in like first to fourth year into just one project. And another is additional class. So this in school we have like additional class for student to choose on, like what if like it's not based on the course. So what we have is like exhibition design or Thai ornaments, and we also have like model making class, like we can kind of do like the detail and with the handmade, not the like laser cut or something like that. And also business class, branding class, or the also like with the field tip class that we get to go outside and seeing things with like professor that they can like tell us like what it is and how we kind of analyze. And we also have like field trip to go to talk with like real company, and kind of have like real like talking and understanding like what they want to do, like how they develop it themselves to be like one of their interior architecture or something like that. So, and that's it all for my part, and I will looking forward to see you guys if you want to know more in interior architecture program. So thank you.
Wow, it's so interesting. We experience the designs out of interior architecture on a daily basis that we almost did not think about these things anymore. By the way, PR, I'm curious about something. Like, you've Like you have explained before in the second year, you said you had the chance to build something for the community, right? If I remember correctly from my time watching the other students, the second years interior architecture, you guys make some kind of a hangout place and did it as a physical work on campus, right? Bringing all the stuff and the materials and the tools for it. I wonder, how do the students develop the skills for that? Can you share with us?
So, do you mean the pavilion project, right?
Yes,
Like
yes,
the
that one.
one that's the big one. Yeah. So,
Mm-hmm.
basically, like at first we have to research a lot of things, right? Like we got to like go to the user, like, and we pick the place first, like what user we want to like. So, like what user we want to decide the thing to solve their problem. Like my project, we do the seating place, the waiting place for the bus user. So we kind of understand and analyze the bus driver or the user first, and then we got to like contact with the people that like have having skill or some uh like my friend, he owned the like contractor company, and they have like the staff that have experience to do something like ironing wire or like weaving uh weaving things. And so, and they kind of like teach us, and we get to like get ex- um learn from them, and uh kind of like design design parallel with learning, and kind of like adapt to our work, kind of like that.
Oh, so you did a lot of research first and then observe the audience, the target audience that you want to make uh, the pavilion project for, and then you also get another knowledge from outside of the school, right, for that
Yeah,
project.
yeah,
Mm.
because of like the school did, I mean, some part of the work we can do is like wood cutting or some stuff, but if like we like ironing, we the school we have ironing uh lab, right? But like
Yeah.
we go to that to like discuss with them like how we can curve the iron, how we, yeah. But like in my project we have weaving the rattan,
Mm.
so we just like do the outside based learning. Like we go to the weaving furniture place, yeah, and
Mm.
we like how we should do that, how we can do that, kind of like that. Yeah.
That must be interesting and fun, right? A fun
It's
experience.
fun, a lot of fun. I
Okay.
love it a lot, like a lot. It's my like most favorite project ever.
One kind of a memory.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, P. Earn, for sharing your knowledge about interior architecture and experience at SoA+D. Next up, we have a video from Design Innovation, which used to be known as Industrial Design, but the video will talk about why Design Innovation as a name is more suitable for the program at SoA+D. Let's watch it together.
The students who study here, when they graduate, they can be not only designers, they can be what they want. Design innovation program has been changed from industrial design program actually. Industrial design meaning it's a little bit too focused now, but design innovation can have a broader meaning. That means the graduates can work in any other fields with the design background.
I have got a lot of opportunity from DI's program because I have a chance to work with the real design companies and have a chance to work with the people from different fields.
One of our objectives is to be global citizen mindset, partly because we are international program. So we have a lot of partnerships for international workshops and activities, both in Thailand and also abroad. When they get to the third and fourth year, that's when they start to work with the lab and also the companies, the outside company, to get a real experience of working with the real companies.
I have met a lot of our customers when I'm studying with Jakob Jensen Design Studios, and it gave me a lot of experience and about the connection as well.
The advantage of the student who study in this track is they would get a real experience with real companies as well, but in a more intense. Please come, if you are really interested in a new way of learning.
If you are interested in designs and innovation designs, maybe DI is the good choice for you.
Ooh, interesting, isn't it? To talk more about this program, we have invited Pipin from DI 4th year. Pipin ka, sawadee ka.
Hi guys, my name is Pence Panita Okatalun. I am 4th year student at the DI program, and now let's see my slide what we have today. Hi, true back in the day that we are in the high school students, and we just thought okay, what faculty that we should get in, and we just see, okay, DI innovation, and we have the question in mind, why we study here and why we select to study here. And this is why me and my friends choose to study here. First, because of DI is a program to build students to be accomplished designer and the human-centered philosophy, and teach us with a hand-on experience with real clients and also corporate work with friends, junior, senior, or real designer. Our human-centered design circular culture to students with sensitivity to social change and ever-changing future needs as a key to innovative design solution. We will be able to work efficiently on our own as a part of a team. The standard I get from study here will be creation and modeling of design concepts that reflect and respond to the physical, philological, social, and cultural needs to the end user. Further, DI as a 4-year lab-led learning holistic, we study 2 semesters per year, meaning that we have more opportunity to do and join university activity and club, have more chance to attend workshop, exchange programs throughout the year. We have a lot of workshops with foreigners like Japan, Singapore, Korea, Malaysia, and China, Taiwan, Sweden, and a lot more than country. I had second chance to join with Japan and also Malaysia as well. And if you guys would like to go exchange student during the university, industrial DI innovation as a right choice for you. For next, as a we study 4th year, so as a freshman, as a first year, it's very suitable for building up the knowledge and gradually guiding students to find our own design interests. We study industrial design fundamental, illustration, and sketch design to help us explain our idea, creativity throughout to make other people understand and see what we see. And we also study material and manufacturing process. This one is quite very fun. We have the chance to visit a lot of company and exhibition to learn and remember all that stuff, what types of the material it is and how they make and what is their process. And it's kind of shape us to be a little more designer and know how we need to think. And we also have supporting class that will be taught in various design context, for example, production characteristics, fashion, jewelry, service design, branding, or any little class. And also, you guys can select this to study in the field that you guys interested to. They are available to find our own project and independent study and get advice from our professional advisor as well. And for the next sophomore as a second year, this year is the year of the discovery. In this year, we learned a lot of human factor and design thinking process to apply with our work. This year is taught us a lot to find our own work way. For me, I met that I like to do the user research a lot. It feels very happy when I get to interview someone and I get some exciting insight from them. For this year, so we'll have topic to make any product that creates some fun things, and we also get to discover a lot. I'm in my topic, I do the dumping set. So I have fun like making more than 100 dumpings every day. Like to have that work to sending a Ajahn as a work development because in here we care about the working process a lot. And next is also have a chance to become like a fashion designer to try something that I would like to try for a real long time because when before I come here I just might be confused like what kind of designer I would like to be. But here you're gonna get a chance to discover everything that you want. And this year you can try and experiment everything that you want to be select lab in third year as a social and cultural lab, startup, UX, UI, or any frontier lab as well. And for the junior as a second year and as third year, study and learn with versions company, entrepreneur, or lab. Students have more freedom to select which subject to be according to our own interest in each semester. Like I study in UX UI lab and I stick with it until my fourth year and I have a chance to work with Harvard and July University for user research and design like health applications. And also I also work with a public hospital and these are a food application for the people who get a stroke disease as well. And this year I will get to chance have an internship. I do an internship with we do SCG and now I still like working as a trainee for them for 5 to 6 years, 6 months already. And for the last years of our design innovative students, our client is KBTG or Kasikorn Bank to design new application for Gen Z. And we also have final year project that we consult. We conclude what we learned from here and how we're gonna apply and that we learn things from first year to now. Like final year project topic could be proposed based on our interest. For me, like I should to design service for my family dental clinic as well, but now I just gonna already propose a topic, but not in the design process yet. In here, we mainly focus on the work process and set all logical things that came with idea and concept. While study here, we need to work and consult again and again to have the best solution. That we did the designer job, not just coming with problem solving. In the end, students will graduate with the mindset like all you can be because we have study and experience variation subject and knowledge. In here, our teacher didn't teach us how to do it directly, but they give us a clue and taught us to find our own way. And next, as the question that you guys might be like interesting, like if you guys interesting to apply it here, how you guys gonna prepare the portfolio over here for our exam? They don't have the exact kind of portfolio that you guys need to follow, but I have some guidelines for prepare the portfolio. The portfolio should explain or reflect who you really are and what kind of design you like to do or interested to learn, and need to show like who you are, like the color, the type of the graphic or anything, and it for showing the drawing or the station skill, it's just only one part of it. This day, the students who are interested in study design should know better more than that and more than just a product in the field. You guys should be able to display your interest in the portfolio, whether you're interested in product, furniture, packaging, interface design, service design, or UX UI if you know about it. And if you can share your work process or how you're coming up with this piece or any story behind, that would be great and Ajahn will gonna be love it. That's pretty much I think. Hope to see you guys in our faculty. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Pipin. Again, I believe that design innovation is another design way of process that we experience every day. Like I think it is in the major you learn, like for example, designing a water bottle to designing phone, right? Like from very simple designing very simple products or services to make the user experience better, and we don't even think about it much. So the question I have is that for you, because you guys you in the, design innovation had to learn a huge range of designing from fashion, well, from some of the example I saw, like I saw that you did some fashion and furniture and etc. So after during the school year and after the school year when you are starting your career, how do you find your own concentration? Do you guys have to pick certain concentration that you want to focus on, or is the whole idea of interdisciplinary just the main thing? I just want to know.
It's like you need to stick on third year because we have like the specific lab that you can select, but they didn't guide you to be like, okay, you need to do the UX, UI, you need to make just only the furniture, but you can select your topic that you guys interested to. Like if I interested in health things, I can be like, I have a lot of more ways that we can go. Like it can be furniture, it can be tool, it can be anything. You just want to discover and find which thing that you like, and you can searching around here, and you didn't need to pick anything. You just go what you like. Follow
Awesome.
your research thing.
Awesome. Well, another question that I have is that what kind of advice, if you have to give one advice to the students who are interested in design innovation, what kind of advice would you give?
Be yourselves. Just believe in your work, and just come with a process that you didn't make it up late. You need to have some guideline and how your process gonna be go like step one, step late. How it's gonna go. Yep, just only that. Just be yourselves, and proud to be you.
That's a very good message. Be yourself. It is something that we all have to learn throughout the school year, I believe. All right. Thank you so much, Pipen, for your time here. We will see you again in a bit in the later session. So thank you so much, Kap. สวัสดีครับ All right. Oh, well, next up, I might be biased here, but next up is probably it's the communication design program, which both Dea and I are from. And well, as usual, we have prepared another video to talk about the communication design program. Please watch it.
Communication design, it's the process of learning how visual communicates in the way that relies on social and cultural context.
Communication design is about learning very in-depth in terms of visual studies, and you find the best way to give creative solutions for client.
Our program is different from other programs because we also contribute how students develop the skills by using the mediums, which the mediums can be many things. I think this is amazing because it's not every day that you have an opportunity to exhibit the works in a real gallery, actual gallery, which I think it helps me develop the ideas a lot.
The CMD students or the School of Architecture students are very versatile. They do every kind of things, which is under the umbrella of visual communication.
Everything can be designed. There are so many things behind this visual algorithm. We need to learn how it develops and how those things make us feel.
We are not just doing something beautiful here and presentable, but we are doing something more in-depth with more layerings below. You don't have to worry if you don't have that particular skill set. We will always train you from what you like, and you have the time for you to train yourself up, as we think that you should be independent to do your own exploration. If you enjoy just drawings or explore software, but you think that there's more to it, okay, CMD might be something that you want to look into.
Wow, so many familiar faces. All right, now, I mean, just like the others, we have invited a senior student from Communication Design Program, พี่มิปูพี่ครับ สวัสดีครับ
สวัสดีครับสวัสดีครับ Hi
please.
guys, so my name is Mipu. I'm currently on the fourth year of communication design program, and today I'm going to present you like what it look like in our what we study, what we do, and what can we be when we graduated. So let's take a look at it. Okay, so first of all, let's take a look at the work that we do in our school. So as as everyone mentioned earlier, that on the first year we studied together on the design fundamentals, right? And then when we jump to the second year, uh, we start to study on more like a visual representation. How can the visuals convey the meaning that we want the audience to get? For example, if we want to send this concept, what kind of visuals that can communicate those directly to the audience, and what is the best way or best method to visualize those idea or those concepts. So as you can see here, our outcome is quite versatile and can be many mediums, like can be publications, can be 3D modelings, it can be web design, it can be photography, it can be motion graphic, it can be a branding design. So it's all depends on the how or what is the concept we want to convey, and what is the best solution, or what is the best way or best medium to communicate those. For example, on the second year, on the first semester, we study the visual representation. So we play a lot with like what is the best visuals to communicate uh, the concept we want to convey. And on the second semester, we are going into the moving image, the motion pictures, like we study the sequence, the motion graphic. We also happen to make the short films and the animation. So we study a lot about the storytelling and the narratives as well. And on the third year, we is on the studio or on the major class is mostly like the preparation for the thesis. So the thesis, we do one project on the whole year, right? But on the third year, we do two projects on each semester as a guideline or as the preparations for our thesis. So on the very beginning, it can be like anything. The they will give you like the rough idea of, okay, we will go to this place, and then you can find anything that sparks you to start your project, and you can start to propose. And we have a lot of going on consultations to push the project forward. And mostly you are the one who drive the project forward, because it's you will guide all the directions that what the project will be, and what is the concept you want project to communicate. So like the studio class or the major class is like uh, our agents or our teacher will teach us like all the creative thinking, creative or design process as our resource or or the backup to use on our project. And then there is also the elective class or the supporting class that help teach us the skills that we would like to learn or we want to achieve in our studio class. Like in my studio class, I want to do the 3D modelings for my outcome, but I might not have or have a little knowledge onto that. So I can attend to 3D elective class, for example, to study more about the the 3D modeling techniques. As you can see on the middle row, this is like the internship that the electives that I study on my third year study. So we study a lot of like basic 3D modelings to 3D animation, something like that. And on the right hand side, you can see we also make the design, like the graphic design as well. So for example, like the application design, like the user interface design, we also have the photography class, and also we also have the production class that allows you to do everything you want, that help you try to commercialize the product that you made. For example, I made the character design, and the class will provide you like how to commercialize those products that you made, something like that. Yeah. Also, aside from study in the school, but like during the break, we also have the study trip, like Jan mentioned before. On the first year, I got the chance to go on the history of art study trip Italy and Germany. So it's around 10 or 12 days, 14 days study trip. So we went to a lot of places from from the old historical buildings to the contemporary art exhibition, to have like many kinds of like activities in the foreign country as well. So uh, it happens to be a good chance for everyone to join and participate. So uh, in the communication design or school of architecture and design, we not only study, but we also give the opportunities to the student to go explore the world in the wider field of view, something like that. So after that, let's talk about the internship program, which is the essential things that our program needs students to participate in order to complete the study. So I joined the internship program with a studio named Tinsor, which is the branding design studio, and mostly I do the graphic design and the branding design for them. So the internship is range around 4 months, and we can learn a lot, like is it what we really like to do. And we also got a chance to work. This what I show here is like the all the real how say real work that were used to the that were bring to the customer and use in the real scenario. So we got a chance to finally use our skill to 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 be applied on the real world, and see like is that enough, or we need to take any extra skills on any particular field or not. So the internship is quite a good chance for us to test our skill, what we learned for 3 years, and apply in the real world. Yeah. So after that, uh, let's talk about like what can we do, what can the communication designer or communication design student can be after we graduated from school. As you can see earlier, we can be the graphic designer, we can be the branding designer. So also aside from that, we also can be the illustrator as well. So this is the I'm currently do the actual job right now. Meanwhile, I'm also studying on the thesis year as well. So we can be illustrators. So I make the comic for live webtoon site Thailand right now. So we can combine all the storytelling skills or and illustration skills to combine into this field of work as well. If you are into illustration or into the drawings, and also as it's quite happening right now in Thailand, like the NFT creator. So it's like the new form of the art selling platform that use the cryptocurrency to sell the art instead of the domestic money like Thai baht or US dollar. We use like the Bitcoin or Ethereum to sell our art to the wider audience. So I got a chance to meet the international audience for the first time with this platform, and it's also open to you a lot of the new opportunities or the new international commission price, something like that. So uh, as a combination designer, you can be anything. You can be a graphic designer, you can be a movie director, you can be illustrators, you can be an art director, something like that. Because what we have learned, or what the teachers have teach us, is like the creative thinking skills, and then we can use those skills, those quite important skills to apply to everything we do in the design field, because we have the core idea of what the process can be, and then what can we push our thought into the visual, which can be graphic design, can be illustration, can be motion graphics, something like that. So yeah, this is what I have to present for the communication design. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Pimi Poo, for sharing your impressive portfolio. I'm pretty sure it's something that a lot of students are interested in seeing, a lot of students who are interested in communication design are interested in seeing. Well, I just have I have a question for you. Is that, well, also because I am from communication design, and I'm pretty sure you would agree to this, that a lot of students from communication design are very diverse in terms of style, in terms of medium, in terms of technique, and a lot of other ways, right? And my question is, amongst all of those strong identities, how was your journey of finding your own art identity or design identity during your school year?
Yeah, so that's quite an interesting question. So first of all, we have things in common, which is the creative thinkings, but our or the outcome is based on our identity, as you mentioned. So everyone is finding those slowly finding those ideas when they study forward, like when they go to the because each semester of study is quite different from each other. Like on the second year, first semester, we do mostly the visual representation, the static image, and then the second semester we do the moving image, we do the motion graphic, we do the movie directing. So slowly each class will provide what student will like. Oh, when they study, I think when I study, maybe you think like, oh, I don't quite familiar or don't quite suitable with the motion graphic, but maybe you find yourself interest in 3D modeling, something like that. So each class and each semester will provide kind of little bit fulfilling your preference or your identity, like, oh, have strong trait or strong interest in this field of design. So in the future, I might push myself forward to this field of study, something like that. So everyone start to get the idea when they study forward, in my opinion.
I see. Well, thank you so much. It's a very great answer. So it's kind of like finding your own pieces with exploration and experimentation, and then you're like, oh, I like this. I'm gonna hold on to that kind of experience, I would say. All right, thank you so much for sharing. Again, I'm pretty sure everybody who's watching, as well as I am impressed. I'm pretty sure a lot of viewers are impressed as well. So thank you so much, and see you soon, Kap.
Thank
สวั
you.
สดีครับ
สวัสดีครับ
All right, Dea. For up next, well, we have talked about 5 pre-existing programs, but I'm pretty
Right.
sure we have something more exciting to share, right?
Yes. First of all, thank you to all the seniors and alumni who had shared their experiences with us today. As for our next thing that we want to share, our programs are not yet complete because SoA+D faculty decided this year to collaborate with CAMUTT's FIBO and GMI to launch a new program called Midi, or Multiple Intelligences for Design Integration. Midi, a combination of design, technology, and business, is a program that aims to develop a learner into a creative entrepreneur. Those who are interested in technology, business, and startup sessions should pay close attention because representative from this program will tell you everything you need to know about Midi and how you can apply what you have learned after graduating. Let's learn more about this program, shall we?
Midi is very unique in many ways.
First of all, people who want to have their own startup, maybe at first they think about freedom.
We are pretty open because eventually you guys the students would meet, right? And then they would form their own partnership, right?
When you're very committed to your startup, you may not think about your own freedom too much.
If you come in as a Midi student, I think we have partnership, we have friends.
So your own freedom will shift to be happy when you make society better.
So I think Midi is sort of probably the most flexible of all, right? I mean, it's not exactly business, it's not exactly engineering, right? It's not exactly design, right? But just three disciplines together that would form business or product.
Not many people doing this way, because we have design school, we have technology school, we have management school come in together. That's three things come in together, and that's the benefit when you come in here. You need everyone, every aspect of doing this.
For Midi, you spend right from the beginning, from year one, term one, you think about what you're going to make, what your business is going to be. After 4 years, you have a business and a degree for free.
So I try to convince you guys, think about your own path, think about your own technology, think about how you want your work or your team to be.
Well, it sounds like a very interesting new interdisciplinary program. Now with us, we have Ajahn Kaman Sen to talk about this program in depth. สวัสดีครับ อาจารย์
สวัสดีครับ Hi.
ครับ
Hello,
Please
everyone.
welcome Ajahn A. Ajahn A,
Hi.
the stage is all yours.
Okay, thank you, Tim. Okay, all right. So let me share the screen with you guys. Okay, can you see it now?
Yep.
Yes.
Hold on. Give me a sec. Okay. Hold on. Okay, can you guys still see it? Oops, sorry. Did you guys see that? The larger screen?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, Kap. So first of all, Midi stands for Multiple Intelligences for Design Integration. And I'll explain to you in a little bit what multiple intelligences mean. We are looking for people with a dream to start your own business. If the world of entrepreneurship excites you, if you love challenge, you want to make the world a better place, then Midi is your home. Okay, but you're probably a little bit. You probably wonder, right? I mean, why? What Midi is, right? Because this is a presentation after architectural school, interior design school, right? But Midi is not a design school per se, but it's a place where you can apply creativity and innovation to create your own business. Okay. So basically, after 4 years, in the traditional program, you be a person with a degree, right? But at Midi, you'll be an entrepreneur with a business degree. So these are the pools of mentors. Midi is taught by professors from SoA+D, FIBO, GMI, and KX, plus industry experts. Okay, so SoA+D, if you have listened to the presentation, you know who we are. And GMI, one of our partners, is actually a graduate school of management in innovation. So these are professors from a master level, and FIBO is the field robotic, and they're known for making robots and all these cool gadgets. So, and we also partner with KX Tech Byte. Okay, so these are like incubators. So what's really, really important for us is the combination of design, business, and technology. But more importantly, we are also focusing on the social and environmental aspect as well. So just to give you a quick example of a company that you may know that actually combine design, business, and technology together, Airbnb is a prime example of that, right? So you have Joe Gabbia and Brian Chesky, the two guys from left and right. They went to RISD, which is a design school. And then the guy in the middle, Nate, he went to Harvard for computer programming. But with design and technology, they didn't succeed, right? Not until they joined up with Y Combinator, which helps them with business, right? And then after Airbnb joined Y Combinator, then their business took off, right? So this is just a testament that you need design, business, and technology together, นะครับ so you might be wondering, okay, so what kind of project you would be doing, right? Here is an example of what you could be doing at Midi. Here is a company called Cafe Form from Berlin. So they make these really cool cups and mugs from recycled coffee, or Misfits Market by Api Ramesh. He saw opportunities in not so pretty looking fruits and veggies, and he sold them to the market, and now the company is valued about $2 billion. Or Oscar Mendes from Colombia. He turns plastic waste into a new construction materials. And then subsequently, he changes the way construction is made, right? So now you assemble all these blocks together like you would the way you would put a Lego pieces together, นะครับ you're probably wondering if moping is possible. Sure. I mean, as long as you think about alternative, right? So if it's a lab-grown meat, right, and it doesn't harm any animal in the process, sure, I think this could be wonderful as well, okay? But for sure, this is one thing that we don't want you guys to do. We don't want to see at Midi is things like e-cigarette, right? Like in this example is from Drew, right? They create a lot of problems, right? Kids that never think about smoking before they started to smoke at much earlier age, นะครับ so again, to recapture what Midi is, right? So it's a program for startup and entrepreneurs, right? So right from the beginning, in your first term, you come up with your ideas, นะครับ and then in the last term, you have to launch your business, นะครับ so how do we do that? We provide two ways of teaching, right? On the left, you will see mediation, and on your right, you will see learn modules, and I'll explain what each one is. Okay. So first, mediation is basically a process, right? That would turn your idea into a real business, นะครับ in 8 terms. So what do you do? Like the processes that revolve around this 10 or 12 things that you see on your right, นะครับ such as you need to identify the opportunity, you do research, you do verification, do user analysis, interviews, prototyping, so on and so forth, นะครับ and Midi, what's really interesting about Midi is that Midi is extremely flexible in a way that, for example, Team A could take about 4 years or 8 terms to graduate, right? But Team B on your right could, take only 2 years to graduate, นะครับ so depending on the complexity of your projects and the amount of members in your teams, นะครับ so now that I explained that the mediation, now I want to talk about learn modules. Basically, these are our lectures would be available in terms of online materials, นะครับ that you can download anytime you watch, as many times you like, and watch whenever you want, นะครับ and in the learn modules, you would find the core courses, นะครับ if you remember that Midi is a collaboration between SoA+D GMI and FIBO. So we would have core business. We have core courses in business. We would have core courses in technology, core courses in design. And these courses are designed in such a way that is for you to use in the mediation process. So it would no longer be just theory, but we want to help you to turn theories into practice. And these are some of our partners abroad, local partners. And we want to make Midi into a platform or an ecology, like just the way Bill Gates discovered a computer at Lakeside High School, right, when he was young. Or many people think of KMUTT as a gold mine, right? So yeah, well, why not, right? I mean, KMUTT is kind of like Xerox Park or Bell Labs, the legendary innovative labs, right? We have so many research and amazing technology here. Yeah, this is what our space gonna look like. Something similar to this. The mediation space will be called Garage, and basically it's actually inspired by Building 20 from MIT. Right? It's sort of known as the magical incubator, idea factory. Okay, so if you're interested, these would be the application requirements. So all you need is actually it's just an introductory video. Okay, it's like a 5 minutes, 20 megabyte video to introduce yourself. You could tell us, like, why you want to become an entrepreneur, who's your role model, what business or product are you interested in doing. That's it, right? But if you think that 5 minutes is not enough to explain who you are, you're more than welcome to submit the optional materials, right, in the form of e-portfolio, right? And in there you could include art, creative works, scientific projects, business projects. If you have entrepreneurial projects at your high school, you can do that also, and you can include academic awards, prizes, social community works. And if you still have more questions, you could contact Kun Gai at saran.gai@mail.kmutt.ac.th. Okay, so that would be it from Midi. So I guess we'll back to Tim.
All right. Thank you very much, Ajahn. It's a very insightful presentation and very interesting concepts as well. I'm very intrigued to learn more about Midi and what Midi as a major, what the students are going to be. I'll definitely be looking out. So I do have a question for you, because you were talking about the application requirements, and it's very interesting that it's in the form of a video. It's almost like an audition tape.
Exactly.
It's very interesting to me. But my question is, in the video, and also for the students who are going to attend Midi, what kind of mindset do you expect out of them?
We would love to have people that could think outside the box, and they love to tinker with things. I mean, if they have taken apart their toys when they were young, or love to play with Lego, and I mean, please come. I don't want to say we're looking for designer, Tim, because here we want to turn you guys into creative people that can spot opportunities. So if you think you're not creative or you don't think you can do this, you know, it's actually it's our job to make you creative and spot opportunities. Okay.
I believe so, especially today. The idea of multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary studies are particularly very popular because it's the world is no longer about you doing one thing. It's more now I believe now it's more about being open-minded, being who you truly are. I can already think of a couple of people who broke their toys apart as a kid and like meshed them together. I'm very excited for this program, Ajahn. It was thank you very much for sharing. We're very much looking forward. ครับ
Okay ครับ bye take care
ครับสวัสดีครับ
สวัสดีครับ
All right. Oh my God, it's such an exciting program. So to get to know more about this program, you can definitely check our website, SoA+D website. The links are mentioned in the comment boxes on Facebook and on YouTube. Well, now I'm guessing you understand what we have to study at SoA+D in class, outside of class. But now that we've done all talking about the details of all the programs, now next up you will have a chance to talk to our students and find out about our student lives, what other activities we engage in, and what special opportunities come with come with studying in SoA+D. So stay tuned. Hello.
Hi.
สวัสดีครับ welcome back. Okay. Well, it's been a long day for everybody. So how is everyone?
Doing well.
Doing well.
Good.
Well, we hope this session is more of a chill, comfortable, สบาย ครับ Alright, so we hope you can get comfortable in your seat before we go into this session. So before we start this session, I would like to announce that this is more or less a panel discussion, but like a more relaxed version of a panel discussion, and we welcome any kind of questions that the audience might have for all of us. We're all students here, and one alumni. So for all of us here, if you have any questions, please feel free to shoot us. And meanwhile, we will be having a conversation whenever we get a chance to pick out one of the questions from the comments. We will do so. All right. So are you guys ready to start this off? Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So earlier, actually, P-Jan mentioned a little bit about this. The question I have prepared is that besides studying, what other activities that do you offer? Can you tell us a bit more in depth about the activities that the school has, and the activities that you personally enjoyed as well? Yeah.
Who's gonna start?
I think it's a struggle in every class, right? Nobody wants to go first.
But maybe I can tell you a little bit before because I already mentioned it before, right? So I have joined many activities, both academic activities and also like fun stuff that going on. Well, I think I talk a lot about the workshop stuff and exhibition, the academic side already a lot, the study trip and all. But you also have like interesting activities that for me is quite impressive. For me is that we call it Chieto. It's kind of like an activities that we kind of all dress up and put on a play, and then we will have to go to other university, which also architecture student, and meet up with other architecture student like in different university, and it's quite a nice chance for us to like know other people, other students, and have fun together and all.
Ah, I see. How about PM? Do you have anything? PM, I think you're muted.
Again,
It's
again,
okay.
sorry. So like, for me, it's so a lot. We got to go to the field trip a lot, like before the COVID start. But that like during pandemic, we got like a chance, like a few, uh but I think it's very good opportunity for us to like have contact with uh the outside field, so we can go to the real side and be like able to like face to the thing and the detail and like real architect and real interior designer and our ajan kind of like give us the information, and like we kind of exchange the idea and how we think about it, how we think about the design, and how we like uh can take that uh idea to develop our own design also. Yeah, I think that is very like good chance for me also to have it in SoA+D.
It also must be inspiring, right, to meet the people in the field so that
Yeah,
you
and
can kind of.
got to talk with other like designer or architecture is very like unique experience. I mean,
Okay. Pippin, do you have anything to add?
It's fine for me. I mentioned a little bit about the workshop, like that our university have a lot of workshop with the foreigner. Like I have second chance to visit Japan like for 2 weeks to work with a lot of friends in there, and we like have a discuss. The time we like know how what designer work like that was the first time of us. So I would like you guys that come to join with us to have to meet experience like that once as well.
Yeah, it is true. Basically, a semester at least has like 2 to 3 workshops for each major. So, all right. Do you want to add anything? Huh? Pimipu? Is he there? Oh, Pimipu.
Oh yeah.
Do you have anything to
So
add?
yeah, I think I can talk about the academic activities to say. So first of all, I come as a scholarship student here in SoA+D. So if you guys are kind of interested in the scholarship or anything, you can have a look in the KUTT scholarship website. And as a scholarship student, we also have the activities. Like I am the academic type of scholarship, so I have to do the each semester I have to do the tutoring session for our friends or our juniors to help, like maybe once, like when I was in second year, I teach the first year the history of art, something like that. So this is like kind of contribution the scholarship student have put or have contribute to the community or to the university, something like that. And also as the international school or as the international student, we also got a chance to go exchange student in many countries because our faculties have a lot of connection with the university around the world, like in Europe or in Asia as well. So last semester, I got a chance to go internship with Shibaura Institution of Technology in Japan, but unfortunately, it's a pandemic, right? So my exchange program happens here in my house, something like that. But again, it's still even though I was in my house, but the experience still there. I got a lot of chance to study with their university, their way of life, their way of study. And also one class I got a chance to have a lecture by Japanese art director who work with Apple Japan. His name is Okamoto-san. So it's a really pleasure and really a good opportunity for me and for everyone who participate in the internship exchange program, exchange study. So yeah, if you are into scholarship or exchange study, you can have us in the consideration too. Yeah.
That sounds awesome. It is true. We do SoA+D do offer a lot of international opportunities, and even if the like if just you can explore anywhere, if there is any program or any thing that you want to suggest the teachers as well, because the school is so small. Um, we're almost like a family. You can openly talk to your teachers about anything. You can propose ideas, ask them for opinions, and etc. Right. All right. So we have a question from YouTube. The question says, "Do you live in dormitory during the semesters? How is it? How was it?" How would you guys answer that?
Okay, so let me answer as a okay. So in our campus, we have mainly two dormitories. One is the university official dormitory, which located inside the campus, and another one is the outside dormitory, just located just right outside the campus. So both have like quite the same facility. So you can choose whether you like, and the life there is quite uh, I, I would say the environment is quite good because we are surrounded by nature, but sometimes the transportation, if you don't have cars, might have a little issue or something like that. And yeah, for my living, I basically live on 5 days during the study, and then I go back home during the weekend. Oh, also we also have the public transportation provided by the campus if you are have a concern. So we have the van from the campus to the BTS Wong Vien Yai station, which also have our KX campus located. So I also use that on the basic commuting between my home. I take a ride from the BTS to the BTS Wong Vien Yai station, and then I take the van to the campus. So 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 yeah, we also have the campus also provide the basic transportation to the city as well.
How about the girls' dorm? Is there anything special about it?
Since it's have only two. Oh yeah, you can go first.
Okay. Well, for me, I think is the experience of like because the university is quite far from the city, right? So it's very quiet, but then it's also support a lot of like creative environment, and also because we're living together. Like in my year, we are living in a dorm more than 80%, I think. So you can just knock on your friend's door to discuss anything or work together, and you also have your own spaces if you want it, or you can just easily walk to the faculty to use all the facilities and stuff. So I think the dormitory lifestyle is quite suitable for us there.
I see.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you want to add, Pian?
Yes, I say at two dorms, like have chance. So it's like very fun. Like you can knock everyone door because you know everyone, and it's very safety because you know everyone. So that's why. So like I recommend to set dorm.
Yeah, I agree with both. I don't knock on other people's door, but what I do enjoy about the dormitory is that if you go walk around I don't know about the girls' dorm, but in the boys' dorm, on the windows, people decorate. People would post posters onto like the window on the hallway side. Sometimes it's stupid. Sometimes it's a lot of interesting posters. Like a lot of posters were designs by them. Like a lot of them are very interesting. I would say I just love walking around the dorm and like looking at the decorations, the interior decorations that
Yeah.
the students have done. It's very interesting. All right, we hope you could answer your question. The next question is from the user 23 Chalita. They said that they cannot speak good enough English. Can I study here? What do you think?
Actually, like before we enter the school, we have to like take a test before we get in. It's like 5 IL, 5 point. I don't know. I'm not sure. It's about that. But if you not pass it, we have like a we call the pre English course to for like uh for for the sorry for like practice and like develop your English skill before you get into the in the real term. Yeah, and a lot of my friend didn't like have good skill with English before. Also me also, and we have like tried, and it's easy to understand. I mean, like our ajahn try to communicate with us, so like and we also like kind of try to understand what they talking about also, so it's like they pretty like kind and like want to give us a lot of like help.
Yeah. Is there anything more to add?
I think at the end, the English will improve a lot eventually, because a lot of my friends start with like not so good, not so high skill in English, but then at the end of the semester we have to present our work, right? Like and we also have a lot of presentation going on, and then just because of that, it's another good opportunity for you to improve if your English is not that good, but it's also on a communication level, something like that.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And at the end of the day, English is a method of communication, right? It's a language we use to communicate, and we actually have to communicate at school. And one thing that you can one thing that you can know is that the school itself is a very forgiving environment in terms of language. I'm an international student. I speak very little Thai, but I do try to speak Thai. And if I speak like a very bad Thai, they probably just teach me how to say it, right? And yeah, so a lot of my Thai students, Thai friends, just like teach me how to say Thai. So I think it's the same with English. You just have to be open-minded and just don't be afraid to make mistakes either in class or outside of class. A lot of people, nobody will mock you for sure for your language skills. So and like Pia mentioned, we have programs for students who cannot speak English well. I just got the information that IELTS it starts at 4.5, band 4.5. So yeah, please do not be afraid. Okay. All right. We hope you. We hope we answered your question. All right. For the next question, it says for academic year 2022. For that question, our staff will contact you. The KMUTT SoA+D office staff will contact you to answer that. For this session, we're more focused on student life and getting to know the student life on campus here. So, but we will definitely answer your question. Thank you for asking. All right. Well, earlier we were talking about student activities, and there's actually an interesting question that I just thought of. So, I mean, obviously, we in all of the majors, we're pretty much busy with all the assignments, the deadlines, and et cetera, et cetera. How do we even? How the question is, how do you find time to work on all these activities?
Yeah, the school tough is the school stuff is quite a lot to be honest, but uh, yeah, we have 24 hours per day, and then mostly our in 1 week we study mostly in usually in half day, or sometimes it's in full day and finish around 4 or 5 p.m. And then the activities in the school is mostly on the like after the school and when before we have having a dinner. So it's also quite a relaxing for from the using a lot of concentration in the class too before we having the dinner and before we going back to continue our work in during the night, something like that. So I think it's quite a have a time and also relaxing activities to do.
Yeah. How about other seniors? How did you manage your time during the school?
I think it's kind of like a graph for me. It's like when we, well, like in one project, you have the time that is not too handful with the work, right? So you can also do some other activities at the same time. But if it's like close to a pin-up or a presentation period, so you need to shift yourself to focus more on your project. So it's kind of like in the opposite way of each other all the time. So, and most of the activities that I think we have here in SoA+D is more of a creative base because it's encouraged us to think out of the box or doing stuff to kind of know each other more. It's just like hanging out with friends. So mostly just like after classes, you can just do it easily. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. And yeah, but eventually, because the school is quite small, I think you will bump into some activities that you wanted to join. Yeah.
Bump into like quite literally.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything more you want to add? P Ben, Dea.
Like for me, I think because I have to handle a lot of project like internship, working, and also startup with a lot of things. So I need to bookings in my schedule and everything. Like it's a good tip. Like if you have activity with your friends, have your activity or have any meetings, if you booking on your schedule, so you're gonna find the time. And you can like have a good management on your time as well. That's why you can like find a room for friends and activity of university.
Yeah. Pian, do you want to add anything?
It's just the same as like Jan and Pin that like have their schedule, and I also have like my own like schedule book, like planner. That is very helpful for me. Like I can like what time I should do things, like yeah, like schedule on like time to time, like just to like scope yourself. Like if you have like the big project, you can like kind of plan more time to do things, so you can kind of scope yourself to do that on time, be that time. So if like you put the time a lot more than that, it will be like lapsed to other work, so it will be mixing up. So you should be like plan and make it work. I like that.
Well, I definitely agree with all of you. When I first started first year, it was the time management. It was like a slap to the face, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We have a question from the audience again. The question says, could you talk about design fundamental DF in first year, please? So DF, we mentioned it earlier. Can you talk about DF a little?
So the design fundamental is the major class in the first year for three departments, I guess, the interior, the architect, and the communication design. So when I was on the first year, and a lot of my friends from architecture and interior like have a lot of questions like, why I have to study this, because I come here to make, for architecture student, they come here to make a building or making a model. Why I have to study this, and also including myself, I come here to make, where is the graphic design, or where is this what I expected. But when we come here, we study together, the thing we learn is like we learn the many creative process, because the design fundamental, we have like a group of teachers, like and we have around 6 or 8 studio, which all the teachers will rotating around and teach. So we got a chance to meet every teachers, and we got a chance to, each teacher also have like different or unique creative process to teach us, so we can use the essence from each instructors or teachers to put those put those process or those method to make our own outcome in the futures. And the outcome itself in the design fundamental is quite creative, and it's quite some kind of, we never expect to make, or we never, like when we first saw the briefing or the project concept, we we have no idea what the outcome will look like, but somehow we
Yeah.
slowly during the week we put it off into something we didn't expect to be, or to make something like that. So I think it's quite an experience that is unique and very important for the designers.
Yeah, I also would like to add on with me too there that also me as an architecture student, also my friend that's studying in architecture major, we question ourselves a lot in the first year, because like we expect to do like models or housing and stuff and drawings, right? When we kind of like pick to study architecture, but eventually, well, if you look into the detail of each topic that we actually study in the F, it will be about like dot line, plane, or modular, or narrative. All this stuff we actually use in the next year, and also help to guide us to understand more like what kind of like small stuff in design that we can use to actually add on to our work and our project in the next year. And also from like the same topic, you can see like from the side sometimes it's very exciting to see like from starting from the same stuff, you can end it up with different stuff. Yeah.
Okay, I'm just playing the random PDF I found. So this is the design fundamental topic, right? And I just want to show some of the topics that Pijan just mentioned. Please go on with the conversation. Yeah.
I think for me is that's all.
Yeah, I think like design fund is very like open-minded a lot. Like Pigeon said, that one topic can be like several outcome, and I think it's like you are in one school, one teacher, but there are like a lot of idea going on, and I think design fundamental can like kind of open our thought and our thinking a lot, but like it should be in shape or form. Like Ajahn always like kind of said that you can like think out of the box, but like uh they will like try to lead us like how it should be like adapt to what we uh uh what how to call it, like I'm in interior architecture, right? And like at first time that I got to do the design fund, and I was like, this is nothing that I expecting from. And Ajahn said that if you why you don't think like if you do this thing it can be lead to another that related to your field, kind of like that. So I think it's very like important for us to like open minded first, because if I think if it's no design fundamental, it will our work will be like so functional, or like not not I don't know,
Have
like
your point, right?
yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. It's an important step to let yourself out as well, while learning the very basics of design under these topics. I also really enjoyed. Well, back then maybe not so much, but now that I think about it, now that I think back about those times of studying design fundamentals, I see the value of it. Yeah. All right. We hope we answered the question as well. We're gonna stop sharing the screen. Thank you. All right. Thank you for the question. The next question that we have is, how important are drawing skills to get into the university? How important is it? It's a good question. I think a lot of people are curious about it. I'm sure.
Say, I think it's important, but like myself, I can say that I'm bad in drawing skills, like really bad. I got like
Yeah, me too.
C and dog like in drawing class in first year. But I think it's a lot of the important thing is in here is about the design, like your design thinking and creativity is much important than drawing. I mean, but drawing is can be transferred to like communication. I mean, like drawing should be able to communicate what you are trying to communicate or design. So it's important in that kind of field. So if you can, I think it's how to say, uh, it's good drawing. I don't good drawing is don't have to be beautiful, but it should be communicatable.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like that for me.
I strongly agree with Ern that the skill of drawing is important if you would like to show it as an illustration. But if you don't, you just need to communicate, like become a sketching things that people know what you want to connect with them, want to share something. And this day, like they have more tool that you can use it as a drawing things, like any application on the iPad thing that help you draw with nicely smoothly line. You can use that too. And how you get into the university, we have like different kind of portfolio that you can show up. It can be 3D things, modeling things, or any graphic things that you don't need to draw in. But if you study in architecture, architecture, interior, and com desk, you're gonna have the drawing class anyway. But in DI, you don't have.
So nice choice for
Yeah.
Wow.
We
But I think we have some
really
defending. Sorry, go on. I think we have some defense to do from Comdesk. Pimi Poo, do you have anything to say about that?
Yeah, the drawing mostly for us we mostly don't good at drawing because but when I was in first year, my first drawing that was submitted as a homework, I got basically an F, something like that. So but hold on, you might scare. So we got I got an F, but the good thing is the teachers or our agents give a chance to you can redo your work and resubmit it to get a better grades, and they will point out why you get this score, and okay, this part of proportion is not correct, or this lighting is not realistic, something like that, and then you can improve your work and resubmit it to get a better scores. And yeah, I think uh, as you guys mentioned, the it's not only about the aesthetic, it's about the also whether we study drawing to know the basic skill of the lightings and what the world will look like, and then we can use those to apply to our visuals that can communicate some sort of concept, something like that. So drawing is important, but we can improve our time in our study too. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. And to reinforce your point there, I think Ajahn Nick also mentioned in the communication design video that it's the teaching design and art is no longer about making something beautiful anymore, and that it also implies drawing as well. I believe, and I think it's also the flow of the direction of art and design in general as well. And throughout history of art, a lot of things has shown perfection, and there comes the movement that overlap that kind of defies the previous movement, and so on and so on. And because and I believe now is the kind of the time that we are defying the principles um, and so how important the question to wrap up what everybody answered. Drawing skills at this time of age is more about communicating. It's we believe it's as important. It's a language, right? It's a visual language that we as designers and artists use to communicate with a viewer or a group of viewers. So it is important to understand that, I would say, right? All right. We hope we answered your question again. The next question is about, I'm not good in English, but I can communicate English. Is it going to be a big problem? We have mentioned earlier that you can. It's a very convincing. It's a very forgiving environment, and we also have programs who if you think that you might not be able to catch up in class, you can take the extra courses for English before joining the university. All right. So for the sake of time, for the sake of timing, we're gonna have to wrap up. We have one final question though. Uh, the question is, how do you prepare for an impressive portfolio and a passing score for admission?
Maybe I can start.
Yes.
So as the last topic, we talk about drawing, right? So lots of high school students understand that in your portfolio, you need to have like a very neat drawing or perspective or stuff like for apply to architecture. The basic stuff, I think most of the students can just look up into the internet, right? And if you just follow those steps, your portfolio will be just like as the same as the others. So for me, it's like because of our university, we focus more on the design process, the way of thinking, and the ideas, right? So that is one of the the point that you can just bring up and to improve your portfolios. Like because the way of applying here to SoA+D, you will have a chance to kind of do the test in the morning and then have like an interview in the afternoon to explain your portfolio also. So I think if your work or your project that you represent in the portfolio have like a little bit of background and ideas, it will help you a lot. Because one of my advisor once told me that here in SoA+D, they look a lot more for people who have vision, have ideas, and because that kind of sense is the things that they cannot actually teach you how to come up with that, but they can teach the process, how to develop it or how to find it more easily. But the person that needs to like start it up is you. So you need to show them like you are able to do that and you are able to develop to like to be a designer.
Yeah.
For me, I think portfolio should be tell what you are, like tell all of yourself the most. Like I am the one that like handcrafting, so I kind of do like the portfolio with handcraft, not put the handcraft on the work and put the picture in, but I do the book by myself. and like needle it in like everything by myself. So I think it's very I mean it's a bit creative, but it can be like representing me the most. And like my friend also like she loved pizza, so she kind of have herself portfolio as the pizza plate. And when people when Ajahn like kind of pick the piece out of the box, so it be like one of the like her work kind of like that. Yeah, it's showing a lot of creative thing and represent yourself like a lot.
I
I
see.
think that's yeah.
All right. Pippin also already mentioned about making your portfolio, right? Earlier. Yeah, but is there
Yeah.
anything short you want to add?
It's like do like I also carve my portfolio as well. I carve it's like a window that they can open and have like some small stuff inside that they can take it off and looking around. That's what very fun. So if you would like to get an impressive with the our advisory, so you need to be like make the portfolio that reflect who you are. Yep, that's really this.
How about Pimipu ครับ Any advice for the
Yeah.
upcoming students?
Okay, so as everyone mentioned, be who you are. Like I'm more like a digital guy than a craft guy. So my other work is quite all digital, and yeah, that's totally okay. You can express yourself like you have a kind of strong trait in this field of design. Just show it, and I think my recommendation is like because of when the admission is open, there's a 1,000 or 100 or 1,000 of portfolios submitting to the school. So if there is a criteria like okay, you have to submit 10 of creative work and then 10 of drawing work, something like that. For example, you should like put your work into those minimum numbers, like because every page, and for example, you the minimum is 10, right? And then you got to choose your 10 best work you have right in that moment to put in the portfolio, because you have to make sure that every page that the instructors or the teachers open is have to be good or have to be your top tier work already, because when the judge or the teacher have to go through each portfolio, they have to spend not much time on each one, and then because they have a lot of portfolio, right? So you have to make sure every page of your portfolio is memorable and good work to catch the eye of the judge, something like that. And also no, please do not put the work that you reference from the internet. You have to you can take, oh, this technique is good, and you have to make your own work, but you should not should not, you must not copy the work and put in the portfolio, because I think the judge know that the work is existing somewhere before or something like that. So yeah, be careful and good luck.
Yeah, Ajahns, I mean, they have definitely seen a lot of more works than we have. So yes, they would know. They do know. And yeah, to sum up what everybody just mentioned, I believe it's all about understanding yourself, knowing yourself, and putting it out there into a little booklet or whatever, a pizza, and just be yourself, right? All right. Thank you so much for all the answers. Well, we have a little bit of more time, so we're gonna jump back into one more question from the audience. The question says, "What fundamentals do I have to learn in communication design?" How it is like. I do a lot of fine art, and I want to know how it would be different attending the major. So the question is for Comdas. So I guess Pimi Poo and Dea can answer that question, I believe.
Okay, so fundamentals we have in communication design. Okay, so first of all, you have the fine art skill, that is good, and you can focus on that, of course. So because as a communication designer, we can have our one or two strong field of study. For example, for my is maybe I am weak at the crafting skills, of course, and then maybe I have a strong trait at the digital or the graphic work skills. So you don't have to be good at anything. You can because we of course we will learn each field of study during the study anyway. You can have one of your strong trait and you can pursue or push forward on that field of study to use that as your strength to communicate your concept. For example, you have one concept which can be communicated in many mediums, but your strong point is fine art. You can use that as your the way to visualize or to communicate those concepts as well. Yeah, so I hope this answer your questions.
Yeah, Dea, do you want to add anything?
Well, while I agree with what Mipu had said, it is true that we have to have an important skill that we prefer to do. But in my own personal experience, I suggest you guys to at least try a different kind of design media so that you won't be too shocked when you first study in communication design, or at least when you already in communication design major, uh, you can study more, like the tutorials. Like you don't have to start from zero. Like it's an advantage, I think, if you start early.
Yeah, I kind of see being in communication design. I kind of see this experience as taste. You're in a taste test. Like you're tasting a huge lot of dishes in front of you. The teachers are basically like feeding you food, and and you're just trying out new stuff, new food. And my opinion is, if you don't try something that you've never tried before, how would you know that you don't like it, right? Well, that's not always fair to say, but I mean, in this instance, I think it's fair to say that. I personally have found a lot of other things that I never would have imagined would be doing now. So it has been an experience. And how would it be different from fine art? It will be very different from just fine art, because it's more than just fine art. All right. We hope you. I hope we answered your question again. And all right. Thank you very much, everyone, for answering all the questions from the audience, and from me as well. We really appreciate your time being here. I know that you're all very busy with work, and so it's a great pleasure, and I'm honored to have you here on a Saturday. So thank you so much for being here. Have a great rest of the day ครับสวัสดีครับ
ครับ
All right. It's been one hell of a day, right? We were learning a lot about the school, a lot about the students, a lot about the studies here. So definitely, after hearing all this, if you do decide and want to study with us, you can apply right now until January 19th, 2022, or ask for more information at this number mentioned on screen, 0247078888. Also, you can contact us on all of our social media. We have slightly different handles, but these are all on the screen, so you can take a screenshot. We have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Line, and you can also send us an email if you have any question or comments, or if you're curious about what we have to offer. You can look at all of our activities, all of the student work, all of the courses, and who we are, like who are the faculty members, and etc. etc. They are all on our website at soad.knutt.ac.th. And for especially for Midi, because it's new. It's You can contact Midi at online at Midi hyphen KNUTT. All right. Whoa, what a day, dear.
Yes, what an interesting day. It's so exciting to learn all about the different majors, right? Especially the new one, MIDI. But that's not all. Like, we still have one thing. We've come to the end of today's event with a giveaway quiz for those who have been viewing the opening ceremony live streaming since the beginning. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, the question is, how many SoA+D programs did we bring today? And which program do you want to join? We'll be giving out prizes to first and second comments from both Facebook and YouTube. So that means the first person to comment on Facebook and the first person to comment on YouTube will get the same first prize. Those who answer our question fastest will receive a headset as a prize. Yay! And as for the second person, we'll each receive a USB mouse as a reward. The team will contact you to deliver your rewards after this.
All right. So let me repeat the question. The question is, how many SoA+D programs did we bring today, and which program would you like to join? I repeat, how many SoA+D programs did we bring today, and which programs do you want to join? So just feel free to write the comments on both Facebook and YouTube to take these awards, to take these prizes. If none of you comments, I'll just take it home. All right. So apart from that, we also have other events coming up tomorrow and next weekend as well. So to find out more about the other events, you can check our Facebook page, SoA+D School of Architecture and Design, or on our Instagram at SoAD _ ARCH. And tomorrow, our next event will be an online alumni talk with the title The Value of Design Skill in the Digital World, which will take place tomorrow, Sunday, January 16th, from 10 a.m. to 12 noon.
For those who have already registered, there will be an online workshop via Zoom on Saturday, 22nd of January. To join the workshop, use the Zoom link that will be sent to you via email by our team. Please don't be sad if you didn't register for the workshop in time. On the final day event, which is the Alumni Talk titled Career Path as a Designer and Entrepreneur, there will be a quiz game for everyone to enjoy at the end of our event, especially for those who participate in both of our events today and the Alumni Talks event. Our final day prize will be ta-da! A Wacom Intuos pen mouse. Whoa, so fancy,
Whoa.
guys.
Well, I used the exact same one, so I can vouch for that. It's cool.
Okay.
It's a cool prize.
It will be given to the lucky one who can answer our question. That's why you have to stand by, stay tuned, and answer the question. Pay attention.
At the end of the day, at the end of the final day, yeah. All right, so we have got to the end of our opening event. At the end, after we're out of the screen, you will see a QR code from which you can scan, and you will be taken to a questionnaire, and you can give us feedbacks about this event or any comments that you can leave there, and we will be really appreciate if you do that.
Please stay tuned and we'll see you soon. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you for
Have a great
coming.
day ครับ สวัสดีครับ thank
สวัสดี
you
ค่ะ บ๊ายบาย thank you